Hello. I realize these mindfulness talks always start with me staring at my phone. Promise I'm not just replying to email. I'm trying to get my live stream up on here so I can read comments. But welcome. Pardon me if I seem a little distracted. That's what mindfulness is the opposite of. Yeah, I'm mindful on my phone, partway here, partway there. Give me just a moment to make sure my live stream is up and running. There it is. Nope, that was last week's. Oh, fun. Okay, here we go. Refresh the key. There it is. All right, already got a comment on here. Good morning, Debbie. Here we are. Thanks for tuning in. I'll put this off to the side and check in on it momentarily. Chance York here, feeling very festive. I put on the Christmassy lights for a mindfulness talk and a guided meditation. A time to reflect on all the things we're grateful for, all the things that distract us, all the challenges and blessings that come and go from our life, and that divine ability to observe an infinite amount of choices. Now, in life, we get habituated to making similar choices again and again. And that becomes, over time, our life. But the beauty of mindfulness and what modern science has shown us is neuroplasticity. The brain is like a muscle. And with practice, you are capable of doing and being an infinite amount of options. So, taking that habitual self, maybe we have some things in our life that are less than perfect that we'd like to work on. Maybe we have a tough time paying attention to stuff that matters to us. We might love our kids or our family members or our significant other, but have a tough time being focused or being present. Maybe we're commonly stuck in our phone or our job or our email or any of our other responsibilities and find it challenging to be present, find it challenging to be who we want to be or believe that we are, where our actions are not in alignment with our beliefs. So, today we're going to work on that presence, being present. Now the mind has many functions, but oftentimes we are in autopilot, also known as the default mode network. This is our brain working very vigorously to turn today into yesterday, trying to make as many shortcuts into repeating the simplest, shortest paths to the rewards that we want. Our food, our safety, our shelter, our companionship, or whatever drives you. And that's great, because who wants to have to think about all of the little steps it takes to get to the grocery store, putting on our shoes, zipping up our jacket? We don't want all that to take so much attention away from us. Take so much energy to apply and to live out that scenario. But at the same time, when stuff becomes so automatic that we aren't present at all, we are slightly into the future a little bit, planning our next thing, predicting the future, the near future, based off habit, based off our past, based off repetition and unconscious loops. So the target of this practice is to recognize our unconscious loops, to recognize the busyness of the mind pulling us into a familiar lane or pathway. And every time that we're able to avoid or observe when we're being drawn or lured into a familiar thought pattern, we just let it go. And when we're able to continuously find ourselves here and now, not drawn into another place, not pulled into a familiar routine, it leaves us the ability to create any outcomes we want. Because although yesterday might be awesome and worth repeating again and again, in most cases it becomes less and less fulfilling, and it feels more and more redundant, less satisfying. Remembering that life is not meant to be only routine. Life is creation. Life is possibility. Life is infinite choices. And when you choose to be present again and again and not get pulled into the familiar pattern, you reconnect with a deeper self, with that divine creator, the ability to see the here and now as the opportunity it is, to create whatever outcome that you want, whatever is important to you, as long as you can hold your attention on it. It takes a lot of practice. Mindfulness seems very simple. Observe your thoughts, come back to the present. If your mind wanders, come back to the present. Listen to your breath, come back to the present. It seems very simple, but anyone who's practiced knows that it's challenging. Simple does not mean easy. And the rewards, although scientifically proven to be abundant, you can change your health, your mental health, your overall well-being. You can do a lot of things with meditation, so why don't we? It's because we don't necessarily have enough respect for how challenging it is. We want instant results. Plus, we're in the mind, and the mind is always trying to convince us, hey, this old pathway is perfect. Why are you trying to change anything? And we'll try to convince us that meditation's not doing anything, or we're doing it wrong, or it's not for us. And that's okay. That's all part of the discovery process. It's all a self-study, recognizing that deep behind all of our thoughts, all of our preferences, all of our likes, dislikes, aversions, and loves, behind that there's something deeper that connects us all. So with this practice, we're just going to observe inward. We're going to start with the breath, and I will direct you to various places in the body. And we'll recognize that with that attention, with that observer, with that pure consciousness, we can notice the intricacy of our body, the amazing miracle happening in the here and now, which is our body. And we can observe that moving forward, we are not trapped by the past. As much as our mind would like to convince us everything that we've done before is what we want to do again, it's not the case. We can create new opportunities, new experiences, new habits, and we can depart from any trauma. We can depart from any loops or habits that don't serve our higher purpose. But it's not going to happen immediately. It takes practice. It takes the habit of practicing your power in the here and now. So let's sit up tall. Relax the shoulders. Maybe you're seated on the floor with your legs crossed. Maybe you're in a chair. Maybe you have your legs out in front of you. Just make sure that the way that you're sitting is not so uncomfortable that it is a distraction. If it's a little uncomfortable, that's okay. We can deal with a little discomfort. But if it's so uncomfortable that you have to move, by all means, you're not trapped in stillness. Start to notice your breath. How does it sound? Where does it go? Is it shallow? Is it quiet? Is it deep and rich? We're going to start to deepen the breath by breathing in through the nose and following the breath all the way down to the belly. And as the belly or the low lungs fill up to the top of the lungs. And on your exhale, imagine your lungs coming in from all sides, but keeping your spine vertical, using those muscles to sit up tall. Big inhales. We don't want to hold our breath. We don't want to stop. Just let the flow come and go. As you start to get down into those deeper parts of the lungs, the low bottom corners of the lungs, the upper corners of the lungs, just see what you find there. Where is there resistance? Where is there tightness, stiffness, or discomfort? And if you ever get stuck or your mind wanders, just bring it on back to the now. The breath can always be all of your attention, especially as we add in more details. Deep breath in through the nose. Try to create sound by constricting the back of the throat. Kind of like you're snoring, but creating a whooshing sound. In and out. This may take some practice. You might have some congestion. You might have a stuffy nose. If you're unable to breathe in through the nose, that's all right. Breathe in and out through the mouth. But if the nose is available, it's the easiest way to make that sound. Now, as the breath comes and goes, let it paint the backdrop, the soundscape. That coming and going of the breath, a natural rhythm, like waves on a beach. Maybe you let your eyes gently come close. Soften the sockets of the eyes. Relax the shoulders. Keep breathing to find space. Keep exhaling to release wherever that tension arises. If the mind wanders to your grocery list or holiday shopping you still haven't gotten done, or a conversation from the past that still doesn't sit right with you, doesn't matter what you find. Let it be for now. It'll still be there if it's important. But if you bring your attention back to the now, recognize that the here and now is the most important place you can pay your attention. Big breaths, creating that whooshing sound. As we're filling our lungs from the bottom to the top, we also want to notice the detail of the left to right. Is one lung filling easier than the other? Does it feel like your posture is kind of tilting to one side or slouching and closing the shoulders? Whatever you find, reach tall through the crown of the head. Big breaths. Big relaxation or release on the exhales. Let the breath be the backdrop as we start to direct the attention around the body. Maybe there's stiffness in the body taking all of your attention. See if you can't direct that same attention to where your body feels okay, neutral, light, connected. Try to locate the big toe on the right foot. Maybe give it a little wiggle. And in your mind's eye or in your imagination, try to picture and feel the connection all the way from that right big toe up your foot, your ankle, your right leg, past your knee, past your hips, to your spine, up your spine, to your brain. Just taking that little trip, that little journey where seeing if you can feel that connection. Seeing if you can feel that energy traveling, that awareness. How you move your toe, how you feel your toe, how you know it's there. Next, let's check out the little toe on the right foot. Same process. Wiggle it a little. Feel the connection. Feel how it moves. And feel that you can feel it. Keep the breath flowing rich as we start to build our awareness of the moment. It's easy to forget the breath. That is normal. But the practice is to remember the breath again and again. Let's wiggle all the toes on the right foot. Seeing what awakens the muscles, the feet, all the muscles between the several bones in that right foot, the metatarsals of the bones. Feel everything. Visualize it being connected through cables or energy. Whatever works in your mind. Maybe it's electrical signals. Maybe it's light. Maybe it's like a string of Christmas lights. From the toes, up the leg, to the spine, up the spine, to the brain. And everywhere that you notice, you let the breath find its way in. Big breaths. Feel that connection. Next, let's do the left foot, starting with the big toe. As you wiggle that big toe, notice that give and take, that two-way street of information, where your will to move that big toe is received and processed. And as that big toe is moving, the information it's sending back to your brain about how it feels. This two-way street of light, however you visualize that message, that energy, that telegram from the brain to the toe, and the toe to the brain. Connections. Start with the pinky toe now. And stay connected to that rich breath. Sitting up tall, relaxing your shoulders, knowing if you've slumped or fallen out of that ideal posture where all of your channels are open, where that information flows uninhibited, where the body is able to heal and release whatever doesn't serve us. Wiggle all the toes on the left foot. Feel the muscles in the foot. Feel the ankle, maybe the calves and the shins, the knee. Whatever you find, just strengthen the visualization of these connections. Very good. Next, do the same idea with the fingers. Start with your pinkies. Press them into your thighs or knees. Feel how the pinkies press. Notice the details of the muscles in the hand, the metacarpals, the wrist, the forearm, the arms, the shoulders, all the way back to the heart and up to the brain. Next, we'll press the ring fingers. You can tap them or just kind of press them and move them a little bit, but feel the details of all the stuff lighting up, all that information in the fine subtlety of this miracle known as your body. Next is the middle fingers. Press the middle fingers into your knees or thighs. Keep sitting up tall, listening to the sound of the breath. Index fingers. Press them, wiggle them, tap them. Feel where you can feel the fingers on the knees on the fingers. The movement, the subtleties, the details. And your thumbs. This awareness of the body. Picture the hands as a field of energy, giving and receiving information to the world in and around you. Bring your awareness to the space around the heart next. Is it tight around the shoulders, the shoulder blades, or across the front of the chest? Take some deep breaths. Deep relaxation. To see if there's anywhere around the heart where you can let go of any clenching or clinging or restriction. Letting the breath grow around the heart, allowing any restriction to let itself go. Deep breaths in. And deep breaths out. If the mind wanders to another place or another time, just observe where it wandered to. This is us learning our unconscious patterns. Taking note of how sneaky our thoughts may be, how comfortable our beliefs and routines may be, and simply stretching our awareness to remain here and now, even at the pull of our regularly scheduled program. Keep directing your attention to that heart space. Letting go of wherever you're tense. You might feel it in your low back. You might feel it in your hips, but know that it's connected to your heart. Might be in your shoulders, your eyebrows, the eye sockets, the throat, the neck. It could be any of these places. When you feel into the heart, where around your heart is blocked, clenched, or still holding its guard up. Just a few more breaths here. Big and expansive. In the next few breaths, let's try to really focus on gratitude. Gratitude for the season. Gratitude for our shelter. Perhaps our families, friends. Whatever celebrations we are lucky enough to have. And think about how you can show up with that gratitude in all areas of your life, all day today. When you turn the scope inward, you learn something, no matter what it is. It may be comfortable, it may be uncomfortable, but you learn nonetheless. And when you learn from experience, that's called wisdom. Every time you direct your wisdom inward, you reveal the wisdom that was already there. What makes you grateful? Can you feel that gratitude in your heart? Just a couple more breaths. As you come back to this external senses, let the light back in. Maybe you shrug your shoulders. Maybe you open your chest by pulling back on your shoulder blades. Maybe you rock a little from side to side. This practice was long. If you are a beginner mindfulness practitioner, if you are a beginner meditator, 20 minutes is a long time. You can aim for a minute in your day, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. Whatever feels right for you, and it can be done often. It doesn't have to be a big process. All you have to do is connect to the right here and now. And we have this perfect way of doing so just by paying attention to the quality of your breath and the sensations of your body. So before I wrap up, hey, thank you, Lisa. 2020 has been quite a year, hasn't it? Figured since if all of y'all were used to me broadcasting from home, I got my assistants with me today. They might as well pop over here if they're not too busy. And just a reminder of my gratitude. These little assistants remind me quite often. So have an awesome holiday. You guys look so cute. Oh my goodness. Have a great holiday. Be safe. In Minnesota, there's a snowstorm coming, so hunker down the best you can. And have a happy holiday. I'll be back next week. There will be a Christmas holiday meditation on Friday, and then Monday we'll resume the regular schedule. Yeah, Nani is watching. I know. Hi, Mom. Hi, Nani. All right. Have a great day, y'all. Cheers.